This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings. Online at madeformorerealty.com.
A report recently came out, and it is stating that there are about 500,000 more sellers than there are buyers in today's market.
Plenty of shopping options.
Plenty of shopping
buyers.
options for buyers.
And absolutely more leverage for the buyers, right?
More leverage for the buyers. It's what's really scary is that prices are going to have to start. I mean, I don't know how prices do not come down at this point. As long as interest rates stay where they are, unless they drop down into the threes overnight, I don't see how prices don't fall.
From your experience in working with sellers, how are they feeling? What's their emotional state when they hear news like that? What are they feeling?
So what I think a lot of this number is, this 500,000 number, are sellers who came on the market maybe in March, June, July, and are just on the market just hoping that they're buying. All it takes is one, and they're just hoping.
They're waiting 6 months or longer?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that is just overpriced sellers, and they're thinking about what. So I have a client right now. He said, "Hey, Johnny, my house, the house across the street from mine, sold for X amount of dollars. It's a model match. I have the same house.
Right.
Plus I have a pool. Plus I have own solar. Plus I have a covered patio.
I have a tire swing on the tree."
Well, I mean, these are legitimate things that should improve the value, but two things have happened. One, that house sold a while ago, sold months ago, which is ancient history in today's market.
Right.
Sold months ago, and it doesn't back up to the freeway. Yours does. And so, yes, you have all these other amenities, all these other pluses to your property, but the market is just not interested in your home at its price point.
Well, and they obviously are not eager to sell then. They're okay with staying where they're at, right? Because they're not dropping the price.
So even if they are eager to sell, I'm hearing two things. The two main things I'm hearing are, one, I'll just relist in spring. I'm just going to wait till spring. And then...
Now, what do you think about that?
So as far as what I think about relisting in spring, I think you're taking a gamble. Because if there's over 500,000 extra houses on the market right now, then who's to say there's not going to be 600,000, 700,000, 800,000 more homes on the market in February, March, April.
Yeah.
And I think you're taking a risk. I think you're taking a risk that everybody else who's been sitting on the sideline, and sometimes they'll even start laughing with me. I'll tell them, hey, you were waiting for interest rates to come down before you were going to sell your house, right? And like, yeah, I just needed it to be out of the 7s and the low 6s. I said, great. That's what everybody else is saying. And there's people who are waiting for them to be in the 5s. And that might happen by the end of this year. And so now all of you are going to be coming on the market at the same time, competing against each other. Like, we have tools that will show us the likelihood of somebody to sell in your neighborhood. There are 15 other homes, 15 of your neighbors. These aren't like scattered across the Sacramento region. These are 15 other homes in your immediate neighborhood who indicate that they might be listing in the next 3 to 6 months.
But my home's better, and there'll be more people shopping around because interest rates are lower. There'll be more people in the spring looking for homes.
There might be. So you got to remember, sellers are also buyers. I don't have the stat, but the majority of sellers are also buyers.
Makes
because
sense.
They're not going to be homeless. Right? Where are they going to go?
Right.
So if somebody's selling their house, if there's this flood of sellers coming on the market, there's also going to be an equal proportionate amount of buyers. So the problem is affordability. You need to bring people who are on the sidelines who aren't active in the market right now. You need to bring them into the market.
And they're feeling right now that the market is overpriced. Is that what you're thinking?
Affordability, that's the number one reason. They think that they're overpaying for what they're getting. And then, if you were looking at this data and you were a home buyer and you were thinking, hey, should I buy now or should I wait 3 to 6 months? My lease is up in 6 months. What should I do? Most buyers are going to say, hey, I'm going to wait and see how this plays out because home prices are falling.
Right.
So if I was
in their spot, I would say, all right, how can I leverage this? How can I use this to negotiate? How can I use this to get the best deal?
And that is what buyers are doing right now. In fact, the second half of August is about the best time if you were to wave a magic wand to buy a house, the second half of August. Why is that? I don't know. I can't speak to why it works like that.
Well, maybe home sellers are desperate. right?
Home sellers, I mean,
They're willing to negotiate more.
Yeah, we can guess. Like home sellers are desperate. They want the home sold before the holiday season because everybody knows as soon as the holiday season hits, the market just slows down.
Right.
And then the only people that are left are people who are looking. Like I had a friend reach out to me yesterday, said, "Hey, I need to buy a house before the end of the year for tax purposes. Let me know what you got if you have any good deals." Right. And so you have those deal hunters who are hungry, but they're only going to buy if it makes sense. From a financial perspective, they're not emotionally invested in the process,
right?
And so you have those people post holidays. But in October, the sellers are like, "Hey, I need to get this house sold." The buyers are thinking, "Hey, you know what? The summer season is over. I want to be moved into my house before the holiday season." So there's this sweet spot in October towards the second half of October where you can accomplish all that.
Yeah.
If you bought a house, if you entered into a contract in the next week or 2 weeks, you could be moved in before Thanksgiving. You could be having Thanksgiving in your new house.
Yeah.
And that's very appealing to a lot of these last minute buyers.
Yeah.
So if somebody was looking to wait, I'd say, hey, you know what, let's keep use a fishing analogy. Let's keep the line in the water until we get into about the holiday season, then we'll hit pause and then come back on in early spring.
Like February. Don't they say like after the Super Bowl, everybody decides, all right, fire the gun. It's time. The races are off.
Market wakes up. I would say, so I don't know, when is the Super Bowl? Super Bowl 2026?
Early February.
Super Bowl.
Bad Bunny will be at the halftime show.
Oh, I heard.
49ers probably be playing the Chiefs as one. Yeah.
That's your
prediction. No,
49ers Chiefs
not.
Again?
The Niners. Most of the team will be in a nursing home. The 49ers.
No. So as far as Bad Bunny goes, I think that just makes me so mad. It's like why the heck do they have to?
February 8th.
Yeah,
most likely a Sunday.
So before Valentine's Day, even.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What did you like about Bad Bunny?
It's like why do they pick these people? Like so, for example, I've gone to a George Strait concert, right when he was doing his Cowboy Rides Away thing. It was supposed to be his last concert series.
Right.
He's since done many.
Right.
But anyways, there were a lot of people there, and I loved the audience. Like my biggest takeaway from that, yes, he was great. George was great. But my biggest takeaway was the audience. There were 5-year-olds, there were 7-year-olds, there were 70-year-olds, all sitting there enjoying the music. A similar experience, I went and saw Billy Joel play at in New York.
At Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square. It was the second to last concert at Madison Square, and a similar experience. There were young people, and there were people that were a little less young, right? That had been listening to his music for decades, and it just had this wide appeal. Bad Bunny, that's what irritates me, is Bad Bunny has a very narrow appeal. There's a lot of people who will enjoy it, but I would argue there's more people who won't.
I think what they're imagining is that the Super Bowl, the game, appeals to families, appeals to the regular audience that watches football, and then you've got the Gen Zers and younger who aren't interested in the game, so they're trying to pull in that audience, and that's the demographic they're shooting for.
So you think Gen Z is going to stop their beer pong and stop whatever else they're doing to watch Bad Bunny?
Exactly.
And tune
they
in?
will. Yes.
Okay.
That's the idea. I don't think it's right. I think there should be a mixture. I think there's someone that you can find that appeals to all demographics, or have a mixture. Yeah. Have somebody that's, a hip hopper, or someone that's a little bit more trendier, alongside. Do an ensemble. Have a country singer, a rock band. Bring it all together. You can accomplish that. That way, you draw in everybody, all the demographics.
Yeah, like 3 different acts.
Yeah, because it's like, oh my gosh, I think is it Jay-Z who's producing this thing, and he's pulling in all the artists that he likes. I don't know. It does draw a lot of conversation. A lot of people are talking about it, and so Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk's organization. Yeah, they're providing an alternative, the All-American Halftime Show.
I'll be probably flipping to that.
Yeah, you're looking at probably Kid Rock and Lee Greenwood.
Is that what they're saying?
I would guess,
So, I don't know. But
I would love to see Carrie Underwood do it as well. I think that could draw some people. Kid Rock and Carrie Underwood, I would definitely tune into that. I don't know if Carrie would be willing to do that, but
I think well, it'd be interesting to see what happens in the next 3 to 5 years, but this choice of Bad Bunny could be the end of the supremacy of that Super Bowl halftime show. Because
Why?
if Turning Point's going to do this, then why can't other people do it? And then all of a sudden you can just flip to the station that you want, watch the act that you want, and then flip back to the actual game.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
And so they've just, I think, alienated. They've taken what was one of the most valuable 15, 20 minutes in television in a year, and they've essentially, I think they've destroyed it with Bad Bunny.
But if you're not watching the halftime show, maybe you're online looking to go out and look at a few houses that afternoon. If you're not interested in the game, because that's what they say, right? Super Bowl is when people start looking for homes and start thinking about putting their home on the market.
Yep, that is how we got on the subject. So so February 8th seems a little bit early, but I would recommend having your home on the market no later than Valentine's Day if you're looking to beat the rush, because everybody thinks April, May is the best time, but honestly,
That's too late.
That's too late. You've missed the boat.
Yeah.
And so if you are going to wait, if you are going to list your house next year in 2026, I would recommend first, second week of January, have a realtor out. Go to madeformorerealty.com. We'll give you a free consultation. We'll tell you how to get the house ready. We'll tell you what the house is worth, what you can net from the sale of the home. And that gives you time to kind of have the house on the market by the beginning of February.
Yeah, because you're right. A lot of people wait. They wait till the weather gets better, and then they start the conversation about what needs to be done on the house, right?
Yeah.
What repairs need to be done, what we need to do, what we need to move out. And that takes weeks, if not months.
Depending on the person, absolutely.
Right, yeah. And so it's a long process. And if you wait till March, April, then you're in the middle of summer before you've talked to a real estate agent, and then all of a sudden you're back where you started.
So what I'd like to talk about in the next segment is about mistakes I'm seeing right now, people who are making offers and sellers who are accepting offers. There's this number one mistake, especially it's specific to this time of year, that if you are making an offer or if you're considering accepting an offer, you need to keep your eye on this one thing.
So as we enter the scary season of Halloween, I'm sure nothing scares you more than putting your house on the market, right? Because you've got all of those repairs that need to be done to get your home ready, right? Like the backyard, the front yard, not to mention everything in the house, the kitchen, the bathroom, the floors, the garage, the plumbing, the electrical. Well, guess what? Here comes Johnny Jennings and his team at Made for More Realty. They're like the Ghostbusters. They're going to take away all those fears and worries and scares when it comes to selling your home, because they have this amazing program where they can sell your home in as-is condition. In fact, even better, they're going to give you at least 3 cash offers on your home in as-is condition. That means you don't have to do any costly home repairs, no staging, no organization, no open house. I know what you're thinking. It's too good to be true, but it's not. Many folks have taken advantage of this great opportunity, but it won't last very long. There's a reason why they have over 1,000 5-star Google reviews. It's because they get homes sold fast and for the most money possible. So if you're looking for a way to make it less scary, an easy, simple, fast process, just Google Johnny Jennings with Made for More Realty and find out how you can get more for your home.